Okay, the example is how to concatenate or put things together with the text format. First of all, what we need to do is make sure that the information that we're going to display looks the way that we want to. So we have some information up here, a positive number, a negative, and a positive number with a bunch of decimals, digits after the decimal point. We don't want that. So the first thing we want to do, we're going to use the absolute and the round to make sure that we get what we want. So we're going to start equals ABS, and so the absolute value, but I also want to round it. Let me do the absolute value first, make sure it works. So there it is, get rid of the negative number. Now because I know the absolute value works, I'm gonna do a round. So we're gonna say round, and outside the absolute, how many? 2 decimal points. So all you have to do, remember, get the first one working the way you want it, and then put the next one outside, and just keep on putting parentheses on, like this a parenthesis for the first one, this a parenthesis for the second one. So we'll do it again. This time we're going to do it backwards, so we'll say round, and we're going to round this, and it says okay, we're going to round in this number to how many digits? Okay, 2 digits after the fact, and it rounded up. But I want to make sure that if ever happens to be a negative number, it will round out to make it an absolute value of a positive number. Therefore, we have the round. Now we know it works, so we're going to do the absolute ABS, double click it, make sure you close the parentheses, and you have it. Okay. Now concatenate. We're going to concatenate down here. So we're going to say the first one, because we're going to say concatenate, and concatenate means putting strings of text together. So the first one we're going to say, okay, what I wanted to do is put this information that I already typed, and then I'm going to say I want to display this number. Okay, and every time you want to display something else, you put a comma, and then okay, instead of copying this, I'm going to put in here inside parentheses what I want to do. So I'll put today I earned a column, whatever, and I want to display a dollar sign. So I'm going to say space dollar sign. I'm going to close the parentheses, and I'm going to put a comma to say okay, the next thing, and I want to display this, and then it will say next. This time instead of typing it, I'm going to copy it, and then comma, the last one, comma, and I'm going to do another quotation mark, but because this follows a number, I had to put a space before I start typing. If not, the number is gonna blend together with the text. So this is the final step. Close it and close the parentheses, and let's see what happens. Okay, this is an example of concatenate 1256. Do you see we have a problem right here? It is blending everything together. We need to separate the 1256 from everything else. So the first thing we're going to do is concatenate. We can say between A and B there's some stuff that we need to put in there. So the first thing we're going to say we're going to put some spaces. So we're going to put quotation mark, couple spaces, close the quotation mark, and put a B. And remember, we always have to have a space or two between the quotation mark and the first letter, because if not, it will blend it. So there it is. Okay, let's try that. That looks better. We want to say here, we want to have a dollar sign, so we'll say here, we'll put a dollar sign right there. So that's the way it looks. Okay, and you just keep on playing until it looks exactly the way you want it. Again, remember, this will only display the information here. So you do not format by using your dollar signs and all that stuff. You format to show the way you want it by doing the round, the absolute value, and whatever you need, so it will display correctly. Hope that helped.